Hi, CD lovers. Welcome back to another exclusive interview of CreativeDisc. My name is Dunde Iwono, and coming from India, and now she's become one of the must-watch women nowadays. And right here with me now is Ananya. Hi, Ananya. How
Hi.
are you?
Thank you for that lovely introduction.
So, where are you right now?
So I'm in LA currently, so I have
Mm-hmm.
a long day.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, what time is it there? It's 7:30 here. It always intrigues me because we
Mm-hmm.
talk, I've been talking, all of us talk to people from all around the world, and everyone's
Yeah.
at different time zones. So
So it's 9:30 in Indonesia right now. 9:30
okay,
a.m. in the
okay.
morning. So I'm just sipping my coffee right there. So yeah.
Yeah,
How's the
I'm
quarantine,
getting ready for
Ananya?
dinner. Quarantine has been it's been a very interesting experience for
Uh-huh.
me. I think, uh, other than the fact that everyone, I've seen so much suffering around me, which we all have.
Yep.
I think personally, it has kind of forced me to slow down
Mm-hmm.
because from since I've been a child, I've always been like, go, 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 achieve. I want
Yeah.
to achieve this. I want to achieve that.
Yep.
Go, go, go. But when quarantine hit, there was no choice but to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do anything but slow down because
Yeah.
everything is shut, lockdown, no
Right.
one's working.
Right.
So I was lucky that because I'm in, the entertainment, the music business, you can still record, you can still write.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I learned that it's okay to, like the formula to success isn't always just hard work. It's hard work
Yeah.
mixed with relaxing, mixed with working out. So I think, through that process, I kind of found myself a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I just really focused on making music without worrying if it's good music or bad music, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay.
Because there were no deadlines. I was just doing
Yeah.
it because I wanted to do it. It
Yeah.
was an expression for me.
Mm-hmm.
It became like exactly when I used to be in London, and before I was even signed and before I even
Yeah.
released my first song. It was almost like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going to happen with this music. I don't even ever know if it's ever going to get released, but I'm doing it because I love doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that getting that spark was really nice because I wrote tons of music. And so it's been a very interesting quarantine. I've been away from my family for a year now. So
Oh, a
that has
year.
made me more
Wow.
independent. Yeah, so
Okay.
that's made me more independent.
Uh-huh.
Um, but it's, there's FaceTime, there's
Mm-hmm.
Zoom, so
Cool.
it's not too bad. It's good,
Yeah.
and they're all healthy and safe. So it's been an interesting, introspective, musical
Journey
quarantine
for
for
you.
me. Yeah.
So, before this quarantine, I know that you're kind of a busy woman. So, let me introduce you to Indonesian people, yeah? Let's get to know you a little bit. So, you've been in the music industry since 2016, correct me if I'm wrong, and have been active releasing music since then. That Beside that, you're also a businesswoman and also a mental health advocate. I mean,
Mhm.
how do you even manage such a packed schedule for that?
Um, I think that two things. One is if you really are passionate about something, there's always
Okay.
time for it.
Uh-huh.
It's about making, your priorities straight. I think that's, you need to know what your priorities in life are. And the
Mm-hmm.
second thing is that you need to have a really good team with you.
Yeah.
So,
True.
for Swatantra, which is the microfinance business that I do, which is that we give small loans to women to start their own businesses in rural India and semi-urban India to,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing that grow. It's from a startup to seeing the way it's grown now. It's all because of the lovely team that I have on board. It's never a one-man show. It's always a
Yeah.
huge team. I
Yeah.
may be the face of it, but there's a huge army behind.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really important to have a team that's invested,
Mm-hmm.
that you're on the same page with, that share the same vision.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that for music as well. I think it truly takes a village. Like even for this release, I want independent, right? So
Yeah.
to release that we love, it truly takes a village, and it's amazing to see how many people are so supportive,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really beautiful. So I think when you have a great team and you delegate things and
Yeah.
everyone focuses on their role, everything can get done.
Yeah. Totally agree because when team as passionate as you are, it gets so much easier to do such a great thing, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So, Ananya, why do you choose music as one of the careers though?
So I always wanted to be I always wanted to be on stage,
Mm-hmm.
singing my own songs, and my
Yeah.
dream was always to be in a huge stadium with listeners, fans, audiences, maybe even critiques, singing my lyrics back to me. That
Wow.
was this visual that I always would have as a child.
Uh-huh.
Coming from India and being in a conservative kind of world in a sense, and
Mm-hmm.
then being a woman, I just thought that this dream of mine was way too crazy for me to have.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I shut it down. Like I learned a couple of instruments. I was in the school band. I would
Wow. Okay.
different gigs and stuff at like
Yeah.
in London when I was studying at Oxford before I dropped out. So
Mm-hmm.
music was always an integral part of my life. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
I think eventually I just broke out of my shackle and I was like, life is too short to not do what you love to do.
Agree.
And then I just took the step. I just jumped into it, and the next thing I knew, after a lot of hard work, my first song had released.
Yeah.
Afrojack loved the song and remixed that for
Yeah.
me.
Agree.
And then since then, songs have been going platinum and double
Mm-hmm.
platinum, and the love has just been amazing. And
Yeah.
now Let There Be Love. So it's been a nice, good, interesting
That
journey.
that is amazing journey for to be honest, because it's so great to finally seeing you as one of the woman representative that can probably change the world with your music, right? Because
Thank you.
anyway, congratulations for your new song Let There Be Love, because it's the song is so great. I already listened to that like many of the times and have a
Oh, thank
great
you.
uplifting lyric also. How do you come up with the song in the first place?
Yeah. Music has always been a best friend to me. Like while growing up, teenage years, everyone has a little bit of a tough time.
Yeah.
So when I used to go for dinners and stuff, I would always have like one earphone in, and I would be listening to like either a Slim Shady, an Eminem song, or like
Okay.
like "What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger" by Kelly Clarkson, something to just keep me going, and I'll feel like I'm not alone. So I
Mhm.
always wanted my music to do that for other people. And for Let There Be Love, I think just seeing what's going on in the world, I just think emotions like love, equality, compassion, kindness, those are things that'll bring us together.
Yeah.
um and it's quite simple. It just says, let there be love, let's come together. Why can't we all come together?
Mhm.
Let's love each other.
Yeah.
And then there's like a nice drop so that people can dance to it in their cars, or I know there are no nightclubs and all of that anymore. Don't know
Yes.
what's don't know don't know what's gonna happen. But regardless of that, you can even pump up the music in your room and dance to it, hopefully. So that's what the song's about.
Totally. This morning, before the interview, I literally played your music through my TV and then dancing around while preparing my
Oh,
coffee.
you're so
It's a
sweet.
great song.
Thank you so much.
So, in Let There Be Love, you tell us to unite it as you explained it previously, right? In this difficult time, especially, and I feel like it also resonates with many people which having difficulties with their mental health issue during this quarantine. Do you agree though that people with mental health issues getting very difficult time in this day?
I think people who suffer from mental health issues, it's just tough for them no matter what.
Yeah.
I'm a survivor myself.
Mm-hmm.
I've experienced bad depression, anxiety. I still have days where I don't want to get out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be really tough. And yeah, with when quarantine when all of this happened, it can. I think everyone has different trigger points. So if someone can't live with uncertainty, that can really heighten their anxiety massively, because you know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yep.
Some people are not good with change. So it really depends on. Some people maybe find it comfortable that they don't have to step outside too much because they have social anxiety.
Yeah.
So I think it really depends on what that individual's trigger points are, or how that individual is, or what causes that within the individual.
Yeah.
But yeah, 100%, we all are social human beings. We require exercise, we require, nature. So without all of these things, 100%, it could impact your mental health massively. So yeah, I hope, when people hear this song, it makes them smile a little bit. What I personally like to do is I talk about mental health like I am right now with
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
through the platform that I'm gaining with my music. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll just, sometimes stories saying, hey, it's okay to not be okay.
Yep.
Hey, today's a reminder to say you're beautiful no matter what.
Yep.
if you're having an anxious day, this too shall pass.
Mm-hmm.
Your anxiety is, you're stronger than your anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Your anxiety and your mental health is very real.
Yeah.
You can reach out to help. So it's just like words like this that maybe if I had heard while growing up from someone I looked up to would have changed a lot for me at that time. Everything worked out really well,
Yep.
but I hope that I could be that voice for someone, and I'm using my music to create that platform. So I do that
Mm-hmm.
massively on my social handles.
Great, because we can use any kind of platform to what is it like to show people that we do care for them, especially in this
Totally.
difficult times, right?
Absolutely, and
Mm-hmm.
we are so. One more thing that I would like to say is, social media can be a double-edged sword. So it's so important to use that, especially when someone you have a high following, to use
Yeah.
it to be as authentic as possible. At least I
Yeah.
believe so. So whatever I put out there is 100% me,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want someone to be looking up to someone who is, no one's perfect. So I would not want to have a role model or look up to someone who I think is this perfect person, because
Yeah.
I personally won't be able to achieve it because no one's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Hence, it's so important. And I personally think for me to, to let people know who I really am and be human, because then you know that there's a human and you can be that person if you want to, or you should be yourself, but there's someone who you can look up to who's human, who can make mistakes and
Yeah.
can keep growing and spreading love. So that's another thing about these platforms that we have.
Okay. That's totally a great point for you. I mean, like, because all of the people are looking up to their idols and find it so hard to, what is it like, at least to be like them. And when the idols show that, hey, I'm also a human being, I
Exactly.
also make
Exactly.
mistakes, that makes the people like, oh, my idol's also a human being, so it's okay if I'm
Exactly.
not, if I make a mistake, right?
Exactly. The way you put it across is perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's exactly what I, try to do.
Agree. So let's get back to Let There Be Love. This song also made you the first Indian artist to feature on the Sirius XM hits in the US. Congratulations to
Yes.
that. And how do you
Thank you.
feel at that moment? Because I saw your post in Instagram and you crying in the car while listening to that song. How do you feel like that at that time?
It was it was so funny because once we knew the song, we were like, 31st July is the day we're going to release it. It's all
Hmm.
planned.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? And then the next thing I know, that Sirius XM has loved the song and they've picked up the song and they're going to play it a week in advance.
Hmm.
And not just on Sirius XM, but Sirius XM hits top 40. So
Wow.
it was amazing. And
Yeah.
then the song played at 2:53 p.m. I still remember the exact time. I was sitting in the car waiting for the song, and I was a little bit numb. I didn't know what to feel. I was
Hmm.
like, the song will come on. I'm gonna be so happy. I didn't really think about it. But when the song played, something happened. I just started crying, and then I was trying my level best to stop crying, and then I just started crying, and then the lyrics came. I think, pray for your father, cry for your mother, and then I started missing my parents a little bit. So I guess then that mixed with the feeling of, oh my god, I wish they were here right now. So it was just such a surreal feeling, listening to the song on
Yeah.
radio. And then we didn't have any other. We wanted to post about it because we wanted to let the world know what's going on and just thank all the fans and the listeners and just thank Sirius. And we really didn't have any other clip of me which was decent and I wasn't crying. So that was the only clip that was there,
Yeah.
and it was authentic and real. So I guess it was okay.
I believe it was a very great experience that you had because it expressed so much when you post the video on your Instagram. You've been like shocked all the way from the
Yeah, I was
first
really
video
shocked.
until the
Yeah.
end. So, Ananya, I've learned that you're gonna releasing a sophomore EP later this year. Is that right? How's
Yes.
the process going so far?
It's going really well. I'm already sitting on a bank of really good songs,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been 4 days that There Be Love has released. So still, talking to all of you is amazing, and getting all the support. And I was telling someone earlier as well that this extended family just from India is now growing and growing into other countries as well, and it's so nice to see all of this love coming in. So thank you. So I think now, once I take a step back after a few weeks and see how everything is and how the world is massively to see what's going on, how can we release, where can we release. Currently I'm independent. What's how they're going to go. Can't have meetings currently because of the situation. So it's all really going to depend on how there's no other way but to take it one day at a time right now.
Agreed.
But
So,
yeah,
do you already have a team for the EP though?
so I'm signed to Maverick, and they've been my dream management. So even when I was in India, I remember we had written down this long email, and obviously no one replied because Maverick is Maverick, but I still tried. And then when I came to LA and started meeting people, I met with Greg Thompson, who's the president of Maverick.
Yeah.
So he's broken artists like Katy Perry. He's currently managing Doja Cat. And so when he met me, he said that he would love to personally manage me. So I'm not just under Maverick, but I'm actually managed by Greg Thompson. So that was just such a huge honor. And then my day-to-day manager is Matt Shelton, and he's from Shelter Management, which is also a really good management company. So I trust them with everything, and they give me complete creative freedom. And we have our catch-up calls twice a week, and it's we met recently with not even 6 feet, like 8 feet with masks and everything. But it was nice to see them in person, and so yeah, the team is great, and I think that's more than half the battle won. At the end of the day, it's all about a good song.
Cool. It's amazing to hear the story, the journey from Ananya, because it's so inspiring to hear from you. And I hope you got a great opportunity from the coming years and became one of the most influential musician, I guess. So after we heard so much about you, here's some random question for you, Ananya. Is there like 5 random things that probably most of the people didn't know about Ananya?
Okay. Wow. Let me think. Okay. It's very weird things I'm mentioning. So one is, even though I have such long hair, which I reduced the cut, I can't handle wet hair. Like I can't handle hair on the ground that's not on my head. Like it ekes me out. You know how some people can't handle like cockroaches or spiders? Can't handle wet hair. So I'm actually scared of wet hair that's not on my head.
That's a great random thing, the first one. And
that's really weird. Second one is that I can only sleep in white bed sheets. So this is my studio room, but you can see the sheets are still white.
Yeah.
I don't know why I feel very calm in white sheets. I can't sleep in sheets that are not white.
Okay. The third one would be?
The third one, I don't know whether people know, but my puppy here, his name is Bean. He's a rescue, and he came. We got him just 4 or 5 days before lockdown, so he's been like a huge, support to all of us. Right. So love to Bean. I guess that's I'm a huge pet lover, and Bean is a rescue. He's a mix between a Chihuahua and a Plot Hound, which I have never heard of. So I don't know what his parents were up to. But I guess that's my third fact, that I love pets. Number 4 is I'm a huge sneakerhead. So when it drops, I have to cop it if I like it. But I genuinely like it. I feel like I'm wearing art on my legs when I'm walking. It's this feeling of so sometimes I kind of put my outfits together depending on which kicks I want to wear.
Yeah.
So my best friend bought me these customized Air Jordans with so black, white, and teal, because those 3 are my favorite colors, like turquoise with my name written on the sole, and taking it one beat at a time, because that's what I like to sing.
Cool.
That's number 4. I'm a sneakerhead. And what? I'm trying to think of like really weird things. I don't like cucumbers.
Okay, why?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it's I just don't like it. I don't know why.
It goes well with salad though.
It does, but I can't put it in my mouth. I just can't. Like it just.
Wow. That's some interesting random weird facts from
Yeah, this is
Ananya.
like really random ones. Like I mentioned two normal ones of me being a pet lover and me being a
Yeah.
sneakerhead, but the other ones are really random that I just thought of like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay,
don't know
so
why.
here's my last question for you, Ananya. It's been great so
Okay.
far. Is that like any message to your Indonesian fans though, or city listeners who happen to watch this interview or listening to the podcast?
To everyone in Indonesia and everyone who's watching, I would like to say a big thank you. I've been reading your DMs and your comments. Thank you so much for all your love. I hope that you enjoy this song, and I hope that you maybe go back to my Spotify or my Instagram and listen to a couple of my old songs and send me your feedback. I love to hear what you guys think, and wait for my new music. And I hope that I can give you all songs that make you all feel a little bit happy sometimes. So thank
Great.
you so much for your love, and yeah, I love all of you guys a lot.
Thank you so much, Anaya, for your time. And it's been a great pleasure to meet you virtually. And I hope we can see you in Indonesia really soon after this pandemic, yeah?
Yes, totally. And I would also like to tell everyone to stay safe, and this too shall pass, and to stay healthy.